Yep.
As you can tell from the headgear, welcome to the Casbah. This show, which we haven't...
Casbah. Is there a camel in the backyard?
Yeah, we had to return him because we only had him for an hour.
All right.
And now we're going to do Moroccan food. And it's a little bit different from the...
It's a lot different.
A lot different from the... I can get rid of this tassel, it's killing me.
I'm going to use mine as a bowl. I needed an extra bowl.
It's overhead. Okay, so what we're going to do is George is going to do a main course. And believe it or not, I'm doing a Moroccan soup and salad.
Well, this chicken tagine. If you've ever seen a tagine, maybe you haven't. It's a low, flat pottery, and then it has a kind of a tent-like thing with a hole on it. The juices come up and then drop back down in, and come up and drop back down in, and all that sort of thing. The tagines are expensive, and yeah. So I have an Instant Pot here, okay? And an Instant Pot, really, if you don't know, it's really just a pressure cooker. What does a pressure cooker do? When you put the top on it, you get it going, all the juices come up and drop down, up and down, and whatever. So it's going to mimic a tagine.
It's a faux tagine.
Yeah, but it also does it in a very short time.
Really?
So we're going to have chicken in this and some odds and ends. And you'll see that some of the spices that we're going to be using: cayenne pepper, cumin, paprika, turmeric, ginger, salt and pepper, but that's later. And rather than measure those all out and everything, I have ahead measured them all, and they're in this.
It's incredible how many spices.
And chickpeas. So we're going to put chickpeas in here, but first what we're going to do is take about half a cup of chickpeas and mash them up. And we're doing that so that it will give a little body to the dish when we get through. Yeah, I see. My wife said to
Why don't you
me,
get one of those automatic mashers? I'll take a commercial break here while you screw around with your cabinet one of the chickpeas.
this is mashed well enough. Just enough to get that in there because the Instant Pot will do it. So this is the actual pot. It's a stainless steel pot, and it sits right in here. So I'm going to use the saute function.
I blew our budget on the Fez hats.
And so it's on high. This is going to heat up a little bit. Actually, it heats up a lot. Another good feature of these is that I'm going to be sauteing some things in here, and then I'm actually going to be cooking right in it. So, one pot. So, there you go. EVO, of course. Put a little olive oil in here. Carefully measure out about a tablespoon or so. Good.
Have you ever heard of this oil that the Moroccans use? It's called argan, A-R-G-A-N.
No, I have not heard that.
It's a tree.
Yeah.
Somehow it's a nutty flavor, but it can also be used as a hair preparation.
Okay.
But you substitute it like in salad dressings that I'm going to make, but I'm using olive oil.
You didn't use it for a hair dressing, I hope, did you? No, that's good. It's all good. All right.
So we do my salad while you're messing around?
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
This is a little bit different. It's a tomato and caper salad, it's called. Moroccan cuisine melds Arab and Berber traditions with Mediterranean, Andalusian, and some European influences. My fresh tomato salad, okay? Basically, I've prepared most of it ahead. There's chopped tomatoes, chopped red pepper, chopped red onions, a little bit of garlic, of course. But I'm going to show you how I did the tomatoes. Cut them out with a spoon.
Get rid of those silly seeds.
Get most of the seeds. Voila. Keep them a little chunky. Everything else is minced pretty fine, but the tomatoes you want to show off a bit. So we've got those blended together. We're going to add a little salt and pepper.
That's sea salt.
This is kosher salt. I was reading an article recently about the amount of salts that are out there somewhere.
Oh, it's crazy.
Himalayan.
Oh, I got some of that at home.
Yeah.
Pink.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, now,
Oh, salt.
this is used frequently in Moroccan cooking.
Yeah,
It's called preserved lemons.
yeah.
Now you can make them at home, and I have
You
an
can.
You can. I have an experiment underway. You take lemons, cut them in half, combination of salt and sugar, cover them in a jar with lemon juice, leave them out for 12 hours, screw on the top, put them in the refrigerator for 3 weeks. So where did I get these? I bought these. They can be found in sort of upscale culinary shops. They have kind of an interesting little flavor. So we chop them up relatively small. In we go. Your dressing, a little bit of olive oil, lemon juice, very simple dressing. But we're going to add a little secret ingredient. That is capers. We're going to add about 2 teaspoons of capers. All right, and that's your caper and tomato salad. Pretty simple, huh? Let the food taste this later. Smells very nice too. Okay, back to you, boss.
Well, the reason I kept checking my Instant Pot is that there is a button called on. There's another one called off. So you do all your settings as to what temperature you want, and then you press on. I have subsequently pressed on, so we're good to go. The other thing, we're going to be adding some stuff in there. So I'm going to start out with my spice mix. Put that in. And that is a lot of spice. And it's starting to smell good. And then garlic, minced garlic.
Still buying that jarred garlic.
Yep, you are too.
No, well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Not on the show.
Of course you did. You did it once.
You did hit the on button. I can tell.
Your on button. Okay, so we get that going. That doesn't need to go long at all. And my oil is in there. Just gonna get that aromatic. Okay. Now we're gonna turn this off. It's hot enough. Yeah, I got that over. Good. In go the mashed chickpeas. Okay. And then we use 2 jars of chickpeas. Those have been rinsed. So I'm going to put some chicken broth, homemade chicken broth. I just boxed it up so for convenience. All right, that's going to be good. And then I have some zest of lemon. I'm going to throw that in. All right,
Zesty guy.
yeah, it gives it that spice. Fennel, great fennel. So we're gonna do fennel wedges.
What do we gotta get? We gotta get one of those teleprompters so that you can read it and look into the camera. You know?
Put that in
Put it
down
in
there.
there.
Yeah.
So
So
once I pay off the Fez hat,
so
see how much a teleprompter
you
costs.
want to talk or show?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all right. I was just checking. The title of our show, to remind you, is Grumpy Old Men Cooking. So that's why I act like this. Usually on the inside of a fennel bulb, there's a core that you normally don't do anything with, but we're going to leave that on so that it will somewhat stay in these wedges. So,
It's a nice aroma.
isn't that licorice?
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah. Now chicken. You think?
Yeah.
These are bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. So I have taken the skin off because we don't want the skin on in this. What can sometimes happen in an Instant Pot is that it doesn't brown things. You can brown some chicken, and there are some dishes you do that with, but on this one we're not going to be doing that. So the skin is off, but the bone is in, so the bone is going to help do some good things for you. All right, so we're going to put these in, 4 of them, and then part of the trick is what I'm going to do is just pour just a little bit more.
Homemade chicken stock.
Several chickens had to give up their lives for this
Is that why the chicken crossed the road?
to
get
get
away
it
with
into
it.
chicken stock. Yeah. All right.
That fennel fascinates me.
Isn't it nice? It
Smells like candy.
Now, the top, we need to make sure this is securely done, because if not, we'll have experiences we won't like.
You always
So I'm
heard
going
them
to use the
blowing up.
pressure cook function. Yay.
That it?
And no, yeah, it's all done. It's all, man, oh man. So we're going to use 10 minutes. And the timer down to 10.
The time of making the noise?
Yeah, okay. All right, now I will press start.
That's good. Press on.
So it preheats, you can go on and do your thing. Even though I'm doing this for 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes once it reaches the pressure. So it takes a little bit to build up that pressure, and then it will go for 10 minutes, and then I'll release the steam. You'll see.
All right. This is called, my Moroccan pronunciation is a little shaky. It's Harira. Harira. Okay?
Hurrah for Herrera.
And so you start off by chopping yellow onion, 1 medium-sized yellow onion, 2 celery stalks, 1 carrot peeled and chopped, 4 garlic cloves minced. I'm taking the liberty of doing that ahead. And I'm going to saute those for a while. Soften them up. You know what? We need a guy that, hey, our
You need
job.
a sous chef. Put that on the list.
Yeah. We're going to add a little bit of salt and a wee bit of pepper. I'm using olive oil. So it's softened up, the aromatics as we call them. Celery, 2 stalks, 1 big carrot, 1 medium-sized onion, 4 cloves of garlic. Now we're going to add the spices. And like George, I have pre-mixed it because I'm going to read off the amount of spices. You ready? I'm going to read this.
1½ teaspoons of black pepper, in addition to the pepper I've already added. 1½ teaspoons of turmeric. 1 teaspoon of cumin. 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne.
Mix that all up. Plop it in there. Take a whiff of this a little, would you? Pretty strange stuff.
And do the sweet.
Yeah. Now we're going to add 2 cans of crushed tomatoes.
You didn't crush your own tomatoes?
No, I didn't this time. I'm not going to add, the recipe calls for a full 2 cans. I think it's overdone. I'm adding half a can. So we got 1½ cans. 14-ounce cans, so it's 21 ounces. Stir that around. Smell-o-vision. I'll tell you, this aroma is fantastic. By the way, when you're in Tangiers and you're walking through the Casbah, the cafes, like just permeates everything. You just always just smell the spices.
Sure, sure.
And it's very, very nice. Oh, I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato paste. Teaspoon and a half.
Have you tried the tube? Comes in a toothpick. Same
It's as
thing.
bad as canned or bottled
No,
garlic.
it's the same with the can. It comes in the tube. It's the same thing. It's a tube. And you don't need to put the...
Gotta add the chickpeas, which I've drained. I'm not gonna mash them. I'm using them whole. Stir them in. Might watch the salt. You don't want to over salt it, but sometimes in all these ingredients you gotta keep up with the salt. Let that go for about 5 minutes. Then you're gonna add the broth. 7 cups of chicken broth. You get that up to a light boil. And then, now this recipe calls for 2 types of lentils, red and green. Most supermarkets have it. So I've got a cup of each. Why is that machine squeaking?
Because it has just reached pressure.
You make sure you rinse the lentils, which I did. There we go. Baby's in there. Bring it up to a boil. 3 days later, you're going to have your soup. No, it takes about 40 minutes. All right, we're boiling now. Here we go.
A gentle boil.
A gentle boil.
You're going to be cleaning it up afterwards. See, I don't have to
As I
clean.
do every show,
I gotta-
you start yakking with Bob, and I'm over here scrubbing pots and
Well,
pans.
it's the way it should be. You're the one who creates the most mess. Look at this, nothing. I got 1 pot. One over here.
I got 1 pot, 1 salad.
1 salad. Yeah, well, that's good. That's
I have a
good.
surprise coming at the end of the show, too.
I don't know. I don't know about surprises.
I cut these lemon wedges because you serve that with the soup. One other thing we're going to add to this, other than the rice, which we're going to add in a few minutes, we're going to add some cilantro. Listen, if you've never used cilantro, make sure you rinse it. For some reason, it's frequently loaded with dirt. I don't know. The recipe calls for a cup of chopped cilantro. That probably looks like a cup, but if I compressed it, probably half a cup or so. That's enough. You like Bob? Can you show this faucet? This is, watch this. You ready? Shazma! Shazam! I love that thing.
Till the power goes out.
Yeah, then you screw it.
Ain't gonna happen.
All right, I am going to add 1/4 cup of rice. Whoop. There goes George's Instapot again.
That's telling me it's
I'm going to add the cilantro at the very end.
10 minutes. So I shut it off. And then there's a couple of ways to get rid of the pressure in here. One is to wait, let it cool down by itself, and some recipes call for that. This one doesn't. It wants to be released right away.
Does the crew feel a little uncomfortable like I do?
All right, my little indicator has dropped. When you do the top, take the top off, point it away from you. See that? Okay. These are pitted olives.
From Morocco?
No. Were your tomatoes?
Cutting corners again?
Were your tomatoes from Morocco?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure they were.
So we have
So,
they droned them in.
is you're going to get sweetness, and you're going to get the sour, and you're going to get lemony, And they have all of these kinds of flavors in it because the next thing we're going to put in, 1/3 of a cup of raisins. That's something you don't normally do.
No.
The fronds from my fennel fronds.
I got the cilantro.
Here's some cilantro here. Put that in too. All right. Stir this. Look at that, huh? Like that? All those peas are done. All of that. We'll plate this in a minute.
They have some strange combinations, those Moroccans. I mean, olives,
Yeah.
the extensive list of
Absolutely.
spices, some sweet cinnamon.
I'm not going to cook this again. I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit with the top on.
Time for the couscous.
Yeah, we could do that. Just package couscous, and I'll put a little olive oil in it to kind of give it a little flavor. It's, as I said, a cup of broth, a cup of water. You can use all broth, you can use all water. It doesn't matter. It's very forgiving. And if I could see, I'll tell you what else I'm going to put in it.
I'm moving to another burner.
Olive oil and salt.
To a simmer burner. Kind of boiling vigorously here.
Yes, it is. I don't have anything like this at home.
Well, that's why we film here.
I have electric. A lot of people don't like electric.
Plus, we should show a little bit of the view. I don't know if we've ever done that. Ooh. It's almost like a stew, you know? A lot of lentils in there. You can see why I cut down the recommended crushed tomatoes. I mean, it's really just a can and a half. It's pretty tomato-y.
So, salt is optional in this. So if you have anybody in the family that has high blood pressure, can't have salt, tell them to leave the house and put some salt in it. It's my advice. Just, let them fend for themselves. All right.
Want another camel story?
I guess we're gonna get one.
Now, if the viewers are our age, you might remember people like John Cameron, Swayze, the original old-time
Yes.
news shows, right?
Oh, yes.
And that's the one in particular. I remember John Cameron, Swayze. At the end of every show, their advertising was camels. They would be sending cartons of camels to various veterans hospitals. Think about that. These guys are dying of lung disease. Hey, pal, have a carton
was
of
common.
camels. And it was common.
And that's the story, folks. Glad we could get together. This is John Cameron Swayze saying good night for Camel, the cigarette that gives you more pure pleasure. Because no other cigarette is so rich tasting, yet so mild as Camel.
You're gonna put soup in that plate.
No, I'm going to put a plate. I'm going to put the salad.
Salad in the plate. Oh.
Kind of nice. Look at that baby, huh? Very colorful, I think.
Oh, we're plating this now.
Look at that. Now you can add a little bit of cilantro on top.
Get some of these olives in here.
The lemon tree, oh so pretty. Well, I'm done.
Where's your lemon?
There you have it.
Look at that.
A Moroccan feast for kings. Salad,
Smells
soup and salad, chicken tangine.
It looks pretty good.
And now for my surprise.
No. These dates,
Dates are in this. These are called Moroccan bonbons.
Moroccan bonbons.
Try one of those suckers.
You want me to tell you what they look like?
Camel.
They're good.
As with most,
Where'd you roll them in?
a powder made from pistachios. There's almonds, there's walnuts,
I'll shut that off.
there's dates, there's olives. And you make a paste in a food processor, and you roll it on a plate that you have the pistachio dust, they call it.
Yeah,
Pretty interesting, I think.
they're good.
So, absent wine, I'm having ice water.
Good. All good.
Folks, try it. George was somewhat reluctant. He's not a big fan of Moroccan food. I'm fascinated by it.
Well, it's not that I'm not a fan. It's great. If there was a Moroccan restaurant around, I'd go there. I just think there's a lot of work to it.
Yeah, there is.
And it takes a long time to cook, as you can imagine the chicken. That chicken is cooked, and it 10 minutes, but remember it was still
flip your
cooking.
fez.
It was good, but it was heating up, and it's cooking, and then it pressurizes for 10
That was
minutes.
a Moroccan joke. Instead of flip your lid, flip your fez. Get it? Did you get it?
That's why I kept moving.
Hey, folks,
Hey,
we're back in the saddle. We're back in shape. In 2 months, we're going to do a show, right? We agreed?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Take it easy, folks. Enjoy. Try
See
a
us
little bit
again.
of this.
Have fun. Have fun.
We'll see if the crew can put those spices up on the tape.
There you go.
Extensive. All right.
Plenty of spices.
Take it away. Thank you.
Good. Good.
All right.